Let's take a look around the country, and we'll start in New York, and I'm just going to highlight my better bets of the day. In New York at Aqueduct today, my race I want to talk about here is the third race, which is a maiden special weight. This would be the best bet of the day. I'm only going to double the investment. Maiden special weights, 3-year-olds, and the odds-on favorite listed at 3 to 5 on the morning line is number 4, Simba's Story. Simba's Story has it all over this field. Debuted with an 80 speed figure, was third that day. In fact, my pick in the 5th at Gulfstream, Arch Traveler, was the runner-up that day. And I will go with Simba's Story, who's listed at 3 to 5. I'll double the investment. Doesn't look to be anybody in here to really challenge her. Have to be a big surprise. On top of that, ridden by leading New York rider Ramon Dominguez, top trainer Todd Pletcher trains. So at Aqueduct, my big bet, $10, will be in the third race with number 4, Simba's Story. Let's now turn our attention to Tampa Bay Downs. There are 2 races I want to talk about here in Tampa Bay Downs. My bet of the day at Tampa Bay Downs is in the feature race, the 27th running of the Gasparilla. And I like the morning line favorite, number 8, Devilish Lady. Devilish Lady has run back-to-back-to-back 80-plus speed figures. No one else has even come close to that. She won last time out by 8 widening lengths in the prep for this, the Sandpiper. She won the Joseph O'Farrell 2-back at Calder, so she's a dual stakes winner. Daniel Centeno, top local rider, is up. He's been working well, just looks much the best for me. She is listed on the morning line at a very nice 9 to 5. We'll probably be lucky to get 3 to 5. The other race that I like in here is in the 9th race. It is the Pasco, the co-feature on the day. Everybody is probably going to be on Manicero, the 5-horse, who is listed at 7 to 2. I like Read the Contract. Read the Contract debuted at Saratoga, so they must have thought something of him. He was second as they hit the turn that day, then he bled and was eased. Came back in November at Aqueduct for Richard Violette, and he walked with it. He set the pace and drew off to win by 8 widening lengths. He earned a 98 speed figure that day. Granted, probably going to regress off of that, but what I really like is the fact that Violette is 19% off the shelf, like this. Alex Solis rode Read the Contract in New York and follows him here to Tampa today. He's a 3-year-old, has every chance to run equally as well. Even if he stepped back into the mid-80s, I think he would win here. So I will double the investment on number 2, Read the Contract, in the 9th at Tampa. Let's move on to the fairgrounds in New Orleans. Here I want to talk about 2 races. The first is the first of 2 stakes races. It is the John E. Jackson Jr. Memorial. This race is at 5.5 furlongs on the main track. My selection is number 3, Flashy Wisecat, and I will triple the investment on Flashy Wisecat. Last time out in his last start of 2010, Flashy Wisecat ran in the Louisiana Sprint, a $100,000 race. That day, I really liked Flashy Wisecat. He went off at 4 to 1. He was dead last on the turn, and in a huge turn of foot, just ran right by the field. I mean, not only ran them down, but won by daylight, eased and motored down. It was a big win, and it was visually impressive. What I did not know, which was pointed out in the racing form today, is on the fairground main track, Flashy Wisecat is 3 for 3 sprinting. How about that? Today, I don't think he gets quite as much of a good pace setup. Granted, the distance is a 1/2 furlong shorter at 5.5 furlongs. I still think he looks much the best in here. So I will triple the investment on number 3, Flashy Wisecat, in the Jackson Memorial, the 8th race at the fairgrounds. The other race I like is in the 10th race, which is a maiden claiming race. My selection is number 4, Schloss, who probably will go off at odds on. He's listed at 5 to 2. I think we'll be lucky to get anything close to even money. Schloss drops down from a maiden special weight race at Churchill Downs. He set the pace for 7 furlongs to the top of the stretch. He was still second midway through the stretch before he faded to 6th. Today, not only does he drop in for a tag first time, but he goes from Churchill Downs to the Fairgrounds, which is a hidden class drop. He goes for a trainer, Helen Pitts, who wins 30% of the time when she drops horses from maiden special weight to maiden claimers, and she also wins 21% with second-time career starters. So I'll take Schloshed, triple the investment, number 4 in the 10th race at the fairgrounds. And finally, in our last stop today, we're going to go out to California for Santa Anita, where I have my bet of the day, big time bet of the day. But I want to talk about 2 races. There are 2 features, both graded at Santa Anita, and I like someone in both of them. In the 6th race, it is the Grade 2 Santa Ynez. My selection is number 3, Zazu. Zazu goes for Ann and Jerry Moss of Zenyatta fame, and Zazu has been ridden in her last 3 starts by Mike Smith. No surprise, as that's a winning combination. But today, dropping out of the Grade 1 Hollywood Starlet, Zazu goes into this Grade 2, and they're going to put Joel Rosario on top. They must think that Rosario is a better fit for this horse. Last time out, and the time before that, Zazu was a good second to the all-star filly out there, Turbulent Descent, who I think is your Fairground Oaks winner this year. And when 2-back, if you look going 7 furlongs, which is the distance of the Santa Ynez today, she was just a length and a half off when she finished second. I think Zazu just looks dominant in here, and I will triple the investment for Zazu, number 3 in the 6th race at Santa Anita, the Grade 2 Santa Ynez. The bet of the day today is in the 8th race. It is Santa Anita's Grade 2, the 59th running of the San Fernando. We're going 8.5 furlongs on the main track, the dirt track. And my selection is the Super Colt, number 3, Sydney's Candy. Sydney's Candy is listed at a diminutive 3 to 5 on the morning line. Probably going to be 1 to 5 when they go to post. But Sydney's Candy, last time out, was my bet of the day on the Santa Anita dirt, going a mile, and he won the Sir Beaufort handily, winning by over 7 lengths. What's impressive about that is coming off the layoff, coming off the turf to run back on the main track dirt, he set fractions of 45 and change and 108 and change before drawing off easily the best that day. There's no other speed in here. Sydney's Candy goes right to the front. Even if he's pressured a little bit, nobody can run those kind of fractions with him. He is Brad Free's best bet of the day. He's the lone speed of the race. Sydney's Candy 3 to 5. I'll go at least $50 to win on Sydney's Candy. Just as a side note, this week at Gulfstream, I'm 0 for 13. So I'm looking to have a big day tomorrow because the odds are in my favor that I'll bounce back. Although I mention this because if you're betting with me, you might want to be a little bit careful because it seems like I'm in the low end of the cycle. But I think tomorrow I bounce back. We'll come back tomorrow, take a look at the results of the day. Hopefully I'll have good news to report.